everyone, and welcome back to VirtUUal RE. I'm glad you could join me again today. As I sit here, May 1st is just a couple days away. May 1st is May Day for some people, Beltane for those who celebrate Wiccan holidays, and of course it's a new month with a new theme. And our theme for May is thresholds. And many of you might be going through a threshold at this point in time, especially if you're in preschool, maybe going into kindergarten, or if you're in elementary school, going into middle school into high school, and of course, our seniors in high school who will be graduating. And while you might not be able to have a graduation ceremony at your school or celebrate among family and a huge party with friends, I hope you will find ways to do so virtually or at least with your close family at home. However you celebrate it, congratulations on this big threshold in your life. So feel free to grab your chalice. And if you have a small bowl of pebbles or shells or stones for joys and concerns, grab that as well, and then join me. First we will light our chalice. And if you wish to say the chalice lighting words and do the hand symbols, by all means do so. We light this chalice celebrating Unitarian Universalism with an open mind, helping hands, a loving heart. We care for the earth and each other, and give yourself a hug. If you'd like to pause the video and do some celebrating of joys or concerns in the family, feel free to do so. And when you're ready, come on back for the Wonder Box. So it's time for our Wonder Box. What do you suppose could be in the Wonder Box today? It looks like a tape measurer. You probably have one of these at home. We use it obviously to measure things. You might measure furniture, your room, right? What about yourselves? Do you ever measure how tall you are? Maybe you have a wall or a door frame in your house where you've measured everybody as they grew up. So today, as we reflect on our theme of threshold, we're talking specifically about the door of growing up. Growing up means crossing a lot of thresholds. Some we just mentioned a few minutes ago, like going into preschool to kindergarten and so on, and graduating high school. Those are all thresholds. What thresholds are taking place? During May, we have a lot of graduations, of course. And if we were at UCE, we would be holding our bridging ceremony this Sunday. Unfortunately, this year we will be doing a bridging ceremony, but it will be virtual. Not quite the same thing, but we'll make it special. If you have an older brother or sister who's bridging and graduating high school, that will be exciting. So I hope you come to the virtual worship service on Sunday for that. What thresholds are you crossing this month? What ways of growing up are you experiencing? Maybe you're learning to ride a bike, or start a new sport, or maybe a new art, like painting, or a new musical instrument. What ways are you growing? And what thresholds are you crossing? Next, we'll have a short meditation. And before we get started, if you need to get your wiggles out, then please do. And one way we do so is by wiggling our fingers, wiggling our toes, wiggling our shoulders, wiggling our nose. And now there's no more wiggles left in me, so now we can sit as still as can be. So find a comfortable spot, sitting or lying down, it doesn't matter. And if you have a chime and want to ring it, feel free to do so. Our meditation today comes from Jean Olson, and it's called Go Boldly. And if you would like to see the article, the poem that she wrote, it is on the UUA website. Or you can go to the UCE homepage and click on VirtUUal RE, where you can find a link to this whole lesson plan with all the links embedded in it. So this poem that Jean wrote is a meditation that is often used for bridging ceremonies at churches. So, get comfortable and we'll begin. Take a big deep breath. A nice slow deep breath and let it out. Breathe in and out. Deeply and slowly. Breathe in, breathe out. Imagine all the hopes and love as adults will say these words to seniors. May you be brave enough to expose your aching woundedness and reveal your vulnerability. May you speak your deepest truths, knowing that they will change as you do. May you sing the music within you, composing your own melody, playing your song with all your heart. May you draw, paint, sculpt, and sew, showing the world your vision. May you write letters, poetry, biography, slogans, graffiti, the great novel, laying bare your words to love and hate. May you love even though your heart breaks again and again. And until the end of your days, may your life be filled with possibilities and courage. Breathe in, breathe out. When you're ready, feel free to open your eyes if they've been closed. So what did you think of that meditation? Especially if you're a senior in high school, or a senior in college for that matter, or even if you're a parent with one of those seniors at home. Share your thoughts with your family, and if you wish to pause the video here to do so, please do, and then join us. Next we have our story. Today it's called The Day You Begin by Jacqueline Woodson, illustrated by Rafael Lopez. So feel free to pause the video here and watch the book. It is a YouTube video. And when you're done, come on back for some wonder questions. I wonder if you have ever felt anxious or afraid to go somewhere new. I wonder if someone helped you make you feel comfortable and a little less anxious or afraid. And I wonder if you have helped others who are new in your neighborhood or in your school, so they felt less afraid or anxious. If you wish to pause and share your thoughts to those questions, feel free to do so. And then come on back for some ideas on activities. So a few ideas for activities to do with this theme of thresholds and growing up. First, like we talked about earlier, is to maybe create a growing wall, where you will put a strip of paper and tape it to a wall or a door frame. Or if you don't care about the wall, you could write right on the wall or write right on a door frame. And measure each person, their height, and mark it on the paper or the wall. You can put the date and how old they are, and include adults too, because believe it or not, we do change over time. Another idea is to share your observations and experiences, whether it's within UCE, another UU congregation, or another faith tradition growing up. How are things celebrated? How are the thresholds celebrated growing up as we enter various transitions? For example, what about weddings and memorials, child dedications, bridging or graduating from high school and college? Or how about becoming a member of your congregation? What are some of the rituals that are done or things that are used? Some congregations use an actual bridge for their bridging ceremony. You probably have seen roses given to babies and children when they were dedicated. And a lot of people eat Jordan almonds at weddings. And at memorials, you'll see a person's favorite flowers, maybe favorite music, candy or foods, ways to honor them in their life. In your family, what have you done? What rituals do you acknowledge and celebrate at thresholds and transitions? Have you ever created a ceremony to welcome a new family member, either someone who might be adopted into the family or a pet? Or what about a pet who has died? Another thought for an activity is art. What if you created a self-portrait, whether it be in pencil, crayon, marker, paint, and included things that you love to do or things that you just love in general? And then display it in your house or in your room. And then when you're a little bored of it, put it somewhere safe. And then wait another, 3, 6 months, even a year, and take it out and see how you've changed. First, physically. Do you look any different now than when you painted or drew this picture? And what about the things you included in it? Do you still love them just as much as you did then? And maybe another idea would be to do this every year. whether it be at New Year's or at your birthday. And then over time, you can compare all these pictures as you grew up and went through different thresholds and transitions in life. Another idea for an activity is to connect with nature. Of course, in nature, we see all kinds of thresholds and cycles. And right now, we're in spring. You'll see trees blooming, leaves coming out, flowers popping up out of the ground, animals being born, insects will go through various stages and transitions. So when you're outside, notice some of these things. And then, how are they changing at this point in time? So we will end with a closing circle. If you want to hold hands and gather around your chalice, feel free to do so. Ring a chime if you'd like. And if you want to blow out your chalice together, just cup your hands and blow. And here are some closing words as we extinguish our chalice. May we enjoy who we are at this time and celebrate the thresholds and transitions yet to come. Amen. Blessed be, and see you next week.